Hey guys, it's me, Kevin here. I want to tell you today about the friend zone. I mean, like, I was talking to this about with my cousin and a few friends the other day, and I was just like, why does everybody always hate being in the friend zone? I actually, like, I just think differently because I don't apply any of these like stupid rules that like everybody else follows. So, say for instance, people are like saying, you gotta wait 3 days before you text them if you're like gonna date somebody. I'm just like, that's so stupid. Why would I ever wait 3 days? If I'm interested in somebody, I will tell them right away and express interest. Okay, life is too fucking short and we're all too busy to wait 3 fucking days to text somebody and then wait for a response that'll probably take another day, and then make an appointment which will be like a week later, and by the time like anything even starts, it'll be like a week and a half later. It's so retarded. I hate that shit. Anyways, so today's vlog is about the friend zone. Now this is a little weird. It's just I actually do like being in the friend zone, with like in terms of girls or whatever that I like, because I mean, why not? You're in the friend zone. You wouldn't want to be in the stranger zone. The stranger zone is just the danger zone. So don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger of danger. So be in the friend zone. The friend zone's actually not bad, actually, because like, you know what's next after the friend zone? You're in either the boyfriend or girlfriend zone. So I mean, it happens to both girls and guys. Girls can be friend zoned too, and most of the time you always hear about the guy being friend zoned because it's always the guy liking the girl. But it can also go the other way. So also be considerate of that. If for whatever reason that you're actually liking some girl, but they don't, but like, you know, they actually like bound you to friend zone, that might not be the right person for you. Don't think of it as like the be all end all. I mean, if you're less than age of 30 or whatever, you're still very, very young. And even at 30, you're still just a child. So don't lose hope. There's people out there that find like, you know, their significant other at the age of like 50 plus or whatever. It's not really anything to be ashamed of. It's more like you just gotta find the right one. All it takes is one, guys. You don't need like many billions or whatever. I've only been in one relationship ever, and I've already felt like I already know what I want out of a partner. So like being in a friend zone, like some of you know right now, not really anything I want to publicize, but I do like a girl that has a boyfriend right now. So it's just right now I'm trying to be a friend first and a lover second. So honestly, I'm actually trying to be friend zoned hardcore, but there are some things you can't change in life, like how you feel, but it just depends on how you act upon those feelings though. So this is one of the hardest struggles in my life right now, but I do actually want to be friend zoned, because right now it's not the right time. Even though like as tempting as it may sound, I do want to move in on it, but at the same time I shouldn't. So it's very, very complicated. It's nothing simple to talk about. This will make for a story someday, and that's how I look at it. It's not so much something that needs to be done and made now. There's lots of other things I have to do. It's like, so don't think of a friend zone as a bad thing. I always tell like other girl pals, they're like, oh, I'm looking for a nice guy, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, okay, make some friends that are those people first and then look at them. Stop looking at strangers and trying to pick one out like a lotto ticket and then suddenly date them and hope that they're the man of your dreams. That's not the way it works. Okay, generally you marry your best friend. You don't marry a stranger that you just met like a year ago. I mean, if I had to marry somebody, I probably expect to know them at least 3 years before anything happens. Like, and then even then, like in previous experiences, that already doesn't even prove correct. Like it's how that journey goes for that entire time. So if you're a friend first, you're already closer than a stranger. Now if you think like, you know, this is really the right person, you gotta ask yourself like, how are they feeling too, right? If they actually put you in a friend zone and they don't see any further development, if like, you know, you two being together or whatever, and making sure like you're not doing anything wrong in between. So like you're not home wrecking, you're not cheating, you're not whatever. Now if you're single though, you can still see people. That doesn't mean you're just bound to this one person. Okay, so it's first come first serve kind of thing as well. So if you notice someone else that likes you, but you like this person, so you see how that weird triangle goes. Like somebody's liking you, but you like this other person. Don't always like, you know, try to remove influence. Go talk to your friends. Your friends won't be influenced by any of these things. That's why it's good to have friends in the friend zone of both genders. So they'll tell you it with a clarity of their mind without any influence, because generally when you really like somebody, you'll be really blinded and you won't actually know rational decisions or thoughts, which is like me. I actually went to like a slew of like 16 friends just to get like an actual good answer for myself. Like between me and my friends, we're not trying to convince each other of our opinions. We try to break it down in reasons as to why we should do this or shouldn't do this, and then we always make sure it's not the wrong action. We're not destroying someone else's happiness. Right now, the girl I like, she's happy with her boyfriend, so it's just because if I like her that much, I should actually respect that. So that's how I'm going about it. And the other thing is, like, I'm just trying to be friends. So if you're friends first, then you might become something after, because guess what? Friend is here, and you just have to add boy in front, or girl, depending on which gender you are. And that's why there's nothing wrong with being in the friend zone, because you're just one prefix away from that step. And that's all you really need to know. It's like, friend zone's not a bad thing. Other people are just like, oh, friend zone means you're never gonna get, like, you know, you're never gonna get past like being friends. No, to me that just means like, okay, this is the wrong person. They're just a friend, that's it. Like, I shouldn't treat them any less or any more than what I've been treating them the way I have been already. Of course, like, I would just detach all the initial emotions of, you know, of attraction and magnetism towards them, but that shouldn't change how I see them as a person though. Like, they will still be a friend, and of all things considered. And then, like, if I'm doing something for them, like a favor or whatever, I always ask myself, would I do this for like a guy friend, right? Because I always put it in the extreme, because I wouldn't be dating a guy. I would just put it like, hey, would I do this for one of the brothers that I grew up with, basically? And then if applied to that person, which would be a girl, and then if it's a no, then obviously I would just be like, no, I don't want to do that right now. And that's how I lose the detachment. So yeah, so it's just, I just want to tell you guys that being in the friend zone is not a bad thing. It's quite a good thing, actually. I would actually suggest that you actually be more in the friend zone, if anything. You don't want to be in the stranger zone. Stranger zone is just weird. Like, I would never date anybody that I've just met for a week. I would like date, but we wouldn't be in a relationship or anything of that sort. You would want to at least take some time to know them a bit first. And then if you can consider them as a really, really good friend, then you already know what you want. If you can't even consider them as a really, really best friend, like, place your closest best friend and then put the person that you like right next to that, and do they somewhat match? If they somewhat match, then it's just like, well, that's great. Then you know this person, you will be friends with them for a very, very long time. And of course, that's what you want in life. You want a long partnership with someone else that you like. It doesn't matter what gender you are. You could be gay, you could be straight, you could be bi, it doesn't matter. Like, this applies to everybody. I just don't understand why most of the time I see like, oh, you're just in friend zone, and I'm just like, why did that come off so derogatory in your tone? It's not like, hey, congrats, you're in the friend zone. Like, that's how I see it. It's just, I've always never really understood that. From acquaintances that are like saying like, oh, you're in the friend zone, I'm just like, I really don't give a shit. Like, that's, to me, that's a bonus. You say it like it's a bad thing. I don't. So basically, like, friend zone's a good thing, guys. It's not a bad thing. So yeah, because that's my thoughts on the friend zone, guys.